Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to do a little analysis even before you start your test cases. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. And we're going to take ATM machine as an example. Let's suppose we're asked to write unit tests for the ATM application part of the system. However, as a tester we must be aware of the whole process. Yeah, so if you look at the basic ATM machine, it has display screen, screen buttons, cash dispenser, deposit slot, and card reader, and it has also speaker and keypads. Yeah, if you guys have used the ATM machine, and you know pretty much how the whole system works, right? So basically, first thing it asks you as soon as you go enter your card, it asks you for your PIN number, or it may ask you to select your language. So as soon as you enter your PIN number, if it's a correct number with the correct matching bank card, it offers you a main menu with these options, right? And then the basic options are usually those transfer funds, balance, inquiry, withdrawal, cash deposit, and so on. So, and we are asked to write test cases and our unit tests for this. Even before we write unit tests, we have to write our test cases, right? So before test cases, we have to have our use cases, if you guys remember from the previous video, and the test scenario. Yeah, based on this, we can start writing test cases. So let's look at the overall picture of our use case. So we have actors, customer, ATM technician, and then we have our use cases in the center. And these are our check balances, deposit funds, withdrawal cash, transfer funds, and so on. So these are our use cases, guys. The next, if we look at in a little bit more detail of withdrawal use case, yeah, we have to analyze a little bit its preconditions, right? For instance, the bank customer must possess a bank card, and a bank system must be connected with the network, and also the system must have at least some cash that can be dispensed. If it doesn't have cash, of course, the menu item should be even disabled. And the cash withdrawal service option must be available, right? This is the schematic way of showing this. So it's basically the same thing that we write on these preconditions. So to do the withdrawal, the cash dispenser should be available, and there must be customer console to enter some amount. And then once the operation is done, it should return a receipt or message the user. And we'll take a look at that in details in our next slide. So, step 1. User inserts a card. Yeah. The use case begins when the actor customer inserts the bank card into the card and system allocates an ATM session. And next thing is it reads a card, system reads the bank card information from the card using that card reader. And next, using your PIN number, you get authenticated. And then a user or customer can select a withdrawal option from the menu. And then customer is supposed to select the amount that he wants to withdraw, and then confirms it. And during that withdrawal process, we have assess funds on hand, perform and conduct withdrawal, and in our next slide I will show you that too. The next thing is once it's successful, it ejects the card and it dispenses the cash, and then it prints a withdrawal receipt, and the use case ends. So this is a basic flow of events of our withdrawal. Next, we have a subflow of assessed funds on hand. Yeah, if you guys remember, which was in the flow of confirm. So basically, assessed funds on hand. What does it do? This, basically the system determines whether it has sufficient funds on hand to dispense the requested amount by a customer. Yeah, the system checks to see if the total amount requested is greater than the amount on hand. The system checks to see if the requested amount can be dispensed with the denominations on hand. So this is the second option that the system is supposed to check. For instance, it's possible that to have sufficient funds in total and still be unable to dispense the funds, because consider the case where the customer has requested $35, but the system has only $40 in the form of two 20 bills. Okay? And also, if there isn't sufficient funds on hand, the system informs the customer that the amount requested is not available from the ATM. And it's supposed to offer the customer a choice of the nearest available amount. If the amount requested was rejected because the correct denomination notes were not available, then both nearest amounts below the above that requested are offered. If the amount requested was rejected because it was higher than the amount of the fund available, then the nearest amount below that requested is offered. The next, customer selects the amount to be withdrawn. The flow of events resume at the next step. Okay. And in our next video, based on this information, this analysis, we're going to create basic test cases using the Excel sheet. Thank you.